Little Sparky was a tiny squirrel with a big heart. He lived in a big oak tree with his mama. Sparky loved to climb, but sometimes he fell. "Don't worry, Sparky," Mama Squirrel would say. "Keep trying, you'll get there." Sparky wanted to be as fast as Ricky Raccoon. Ricky could climb to the tippy top in a flash, but Sparky was slow and often lost his grip. Still, he never gave up. He knew that practice makes perfect. One sunny morning, the forest animals gathered for a special announcement. It was time for the annual Great Nut Hunt. Everyone cheered, excited for the challenge. Everyone except Sparky. The Great Nut Hunt was a big deal. It was the most anticipated event of the year in the forest. Each year, the fastest and cleverest animal would find the golden acorn hidden somewhere in the forest. It was a test of speed, wit, and determination. Sparky dreamed of finding it, but he knew it would be tough. The competition was fierce and the forest was vast. Sparky looked at his tiny paws. They seemed so small compared to the task ahead. Could he really compete with Ricky Raccoon and the others? Ricky was known for his agility and sharp mind. He felt a knot in his tummy. Doubts began to creep in. "What if I don't find any nuts?" he thought, his tail drooping. The fear of failure loomed large. Mama Squirrel saw the worry in Sparky's eyes. She hugged him close, her warmth providing comfort. "Sparky," she said softly, "it's not about being the fastest." Her voice was gentle and reassuring. "It's about doing your best and having fun." Sparky wasn't so sure. He pondered her words. He wanted to make his mama proud, but he also wanted to win. The desire to succeed burned within him. He took a deep breath. Determination filled his heart. Maybe Mama Squirrel was right. Perhaps the journey was just as important as the destination. The next morning, the forest was buzzing with excitement. The air was filled with the chirping of birds and the rustling of leaves as the forest came alive. As the sun peeked through the leaves, casting a golden glow, the Great Nut Hunt began. It was the most anticipated event of the season. Animals scurried this way and that, their noses twitching, searching for the hidden treasure. The forest was a flurry of activity, with everyone eager to find the prized golden acorn. Sparky took a deep breath, feeling the cool morning air fill his lungs, and began his search with determination. He scurried up a tree, carefully checking each branch. He looked high and low, but found nothing. He scampered down and checked under a bush, hoping for a glimmer of gold. Still nothing. He felt disheartened, his little heart sinking. The other animals were way ahead, their excitement pushing them forward. Sparky felt like he was falling behind. He paused for a moment and remembered his mama's wise words. "It's not about being the fastest," she had said. "It's about enjoying the journey and learning along the way." With a newfound sense of calm, he decided to just enjoy the hunt. He let go of the pressure and embraced the adventure. He skipped along a path, sniffing the fresh air and admiring the colorful mushrooms that dotted the forest floor. Each step felt lighter. He may not have found the golden acorn yet, but he was having fun. And in that moment, Sparky realized that the joy of the hunt was the real treasure. As Sparky skipped along the forest path, he heard a tiny sob that made him stop in his tracks. He stopped and looked around, his ears twitching as he tried to locate the source of the sound. There, under a fallen leaf, was Benny Bunny, his face buried in his paws, looking utterly heartbroken. "What's wrong, Benny?" asked Sparky, his voice full of concern and empathy. I can't find my way back to my burrow," cried Benny, his voice trembling. "I'm lost and scared." Sparky knew he should keep looking for the golden acorn, the treasure he had been seeking for days, but Benny needed his help more than ever. Sparky couldn't just leave his friend in distress. Sparky knew this part of the forest well, having explored it many times before. "Don't worry, Benny, I know the way," he said, his voice cheerful and reassuring. He took Benny's paw and guided him back through the trees, pointing out familiar landmarks along the way. Soon they reached Benny's burrow, a cozy little home nestled among the roots of an old oak tree. "Thank you, Sparky. You're a true friend," exclaimed Benny, his face beaming with relief and gratitude. Sparky felt a warmth in his heart, even better than finding a nut. Helping a friend in need was the greatest treasure of all. Sparky said goodbye to Benny and turned to leave, but then he stopped. Right there at the foot of Benny's burrow glittered something golden. The golden acorn! It must have rolled there by accident. Sparky couldn't believe his eyes. He had found it, and it was all thanks to helping Benny. He carefully picked it up and raced back to the meeting point. When Sparky arrived, everyone was gathered. Ricky Raccoon stood proudly boasting about all the nuts he'd found, but when Sparky showed them the golden acorn, everyone gasped. Sparky told everyone how he found the golden acorn after helping Benny Bunny find his way home. The forest animals cheered, not just because Sparky had won, but because he had shown such kindness. From that day on, Sparky the squirrel was known throughout the forest, not as the fastest or the strongest, but as the kindest and bravest of them all. He learned that true heroism comes not from winning, but from helping others and having a heart full of kindness. And as for Sparky, he continued to climb, always remembering his mama's words. He knew that with a little perseverance and a lot of heart, anything was possible.